So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So what I have here today is the 2023 Honda City RS Hatchback, and I'd like to thank Honda Cars Philippines so much for entrusting me to lend out this vehicle for almost a week now. So it's been a couple of days since this was delivered to my house, and there's a lot more I can say now with this hatchback. So if you came from my part 1 review like almost a year ago now, I wasn't very kind with this RS hatchback because everyone complained, even I, that this replaced the Honda Jazz. So speaking of, I couldn't help finding a Honda Jazz in a random car park. As you can see with this City RS hatchback, this is much bigger in every aspect. However though, as you can see with all of the reviews by now, that the Honda Jazz has a little bit better cabin space than this RS hatchback. But make no mistake, this City RS hatchback is still very much practical, which I'll get later on when I show you the entire interior. So here at front, you get a gloss black grille over here along with your RS badging. You have LED lights all around, including your fog lamps. You have a carbon fiber-ish chin over here, and the ground clearance is 134 millimeters. Yes, the 134 millimeters does not sound really high, but having driven this in a lot of really high inclined steel parkings, yes, I had no issues with ground clearance whatsoever. This even fits in my garage. I'll share that at another time. So here at the side profile, this is where it gets different compared with the sedan. So you have 16-inch wheels too. These are running on Dunlop tires as well. And what's unique too with every Honda City, you have door-mounted side mirrors over here with LED repeaters. That's why there's a big blank over here. So that minimizes the wind noise when you're driving at higher speeds. So as well, pairing this Honda City RS hatchback, well, it's exactly the same like with every other Honda City, but I will still show you. And then voila. So the RS hatchback is still powered by a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that produces 120 horsepower and 145 Newton meters of torque. And like all current Honda Cities, these are mated to a CVT transmission. And as well, you read the title right, this is still a 2023 model. So I'm not sure if you'll get the 2024 update or if Honda Cars Philippines decide to kill this. I'd like to plead to Honda Cars Philippines that hopefully you can update this, because yes, I know everyone's still upset that this replaced the Honda Jazz, but having driven this for a couple of days now, I am madly in love with this RS hatchback. So would I consider one? I'll let you know in the driving impressions. Compared to the previous generation Honda City, this is now a dual overhead camshaft compared to the single overhead cam. So yeah, I have a lot more to say now too with the driving of this compared to the one last year, since that was a very short test drive at the, I think, Philippine International Motor Show. I'm not even sure if this is the same car that I've driven last year. Anyways, so back on the side profile, yes, this is 8 inches shorter compared to its sedan counterpart. You get LED taillights too here at the rear. And for me, the rear in general, this looks much sexier than the sedan counterpart for obvious reasons too. I mean, hatchbacks for me look so good. And like what I said too in my first review of this RS hatchback, yeah, this entire rear, even the rear taillights look very similar like with that of a Mercedes A-Class. But that's no bad thing to say. So you get RS badging here too at the rear, and you get a carbon fiber-ish diffuser, and at least there is no fake exhaust whatsoever. This is your real exhaust right here too. And when you open the boot up, so this is where it gets a lot more different now compared with the sedan. So total space here is 280 liters. Yes, this is much less than that of the sedan, which has 519 liters. But as you can see, you can fit taller items here with ease. I mean, I finally got to use this camping chair. Thank you again to Honda Philippines. I got this during the Brio and City lunch, speaking of. And the next one, I have the bowling bag here, which fits all of my racing equipment too. So I got that during the CRV lunch here a couple months ago. Honda. So a lot of Honda stuff I'm getting recently. New car, please. Joke. Anyways, so you get one halogen light here only, and you get 2 grocery hooks on either side, and you get a tonneau cover over here. This one feels pretty good as well. And then underneath, you have a space saver donut type tire, and this is where the specialty of a hatchback comes in. So folding down the seats, well, this is where the magic seats come in. So when you fold the rear seats down, it literally folds flat to the floor as well too. There are 2 extensions here, so you can slide things in and out here easily, and the boot space extends to 841 liters, which the sedan cannot do whatsoever, even though when you fold the rear seats down. So yeah, that's about it here with the exterior and engine of the City RS hatchback. Let's check out the interior. So, speaking of 2023, so this sadly does not get the Honda Sensing Suite compared to the 2024 models like what I explained to in the CTRS and the CTS review. So here in the door card, it's a mix of plastic but with that good leather with red stitching over here. And as you can see, my big water jug fits in, well, it's a tight squeeze but it fits in every cup holder here on the door, including the ones too at the rear. The rear door card, same story too. It's a tight squeeze but at least it fits. But sadly, they don't fit here in the cup holders in front. But it fits small cups and bottles. So too, this CTR's hatchback is equipped with 8 speakers all around, and they're not branded whatsoever, but they sound really good even at default settings. Since you all know me, I'm a basic kind of guy. Here in your instrument cluster, it's all illuminated in red. You have a little display too right in the middle, and then overall visually here in the interior, it's exactly the same like even with the current Honda CTs. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's pretty much okay here. It's a mix of durable plastic and soft leather here, like here on the right side of the dashboard, but at least you still have that red stitching all around too. And then here on the left side of the dashboard, you have a lot of blanks, but you have one functioning button only for your electronic stability control. I'll get to that later on in the driving segment. So here in the steering wheel too, it's shiny leather, more on the durable side of things, but it's still very nice to the touch. There's still red stitching over here. You have your volume, radio, and phone connectivity buttons here on the left side, and on the right side you have your cruise control buttons. Yes, sadly this is not an adaptive cruise control type like with the 2024 models, but hey, at least there still is, and still I have not used this whatsoever. And two, you have paddle shifters. They're plastic, but and again, at least there is. And on the right side of the instrument cluster, you have your engine start stop button, and then here in the middle you have your 8-inch infotainment system equipped with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Okay, with Android Auto there's just a slight delay only, but at least it still functions properly. Although first time when I had the unit, I had a hard time connecting to Android Auto. Same with my friend Lauren, when she connected her Apple CarPlay, it took a while to boot up, but now since it's been a couple of days already, I had no issues with this system anymore. Two, you have a reverse camera along too with a top-down camera, which I found very handy. Little nitpick, the guidelines don't move and there's no sensors whatsoever, but then again, this is a short car anyway. I had no issues, but I'm very happy with the reverse camera in general. So below the infotainment system, you have your air conditioning controls, and I love when you flick the knobs, they give this satisfying sound. I love that. It's very much airplane style. So further down below, you have a 12-volt socket, 2 USB ports, and 2 cubby spaces. They fit my phone perfectly too. And then again, you have your 2 cup holders over here. You have your gear shift along with your eco button. Yes, as you can see, it's gloss black and it's been used by quite a lot of people already, and it's quite dirty already. Anyways, further behind, you have 3 more cubby spaces which fit phones, and then you have a manual handbrake, center console box. It's leather with a red stitching yet again. The space in there, okay, it's pretty much decent, I gotta say. And then highlight too with the CTR's hatchback, compared only with the 2024 model. These are not fully leather seats yet, but this is more like a sportier suede type of material. And hilariously, there's like Mercedes patterns all over the seats over here. I don't mind it. Well, I just mentioned the rear looks like a Mercedes A-Class. Anyways, above here you have 2 halogen lights. Then sun visor, you have a vanity mirror only. These lights are pretty much bright already, so you don't need the extra light over here. Don't extend sadly, but anyways, the quality, I mean, that's pretty good. It's squeegee too, not to my surprise. So yeah, that's about it here too with the front of this CTR's hatchback. Let's check out the rear seats. So here now at the rear of the CTR's hatchback. Wait, one more thing I missed in fact. The glove box is pretty much decent. And then as I explained, you get 8 speakers all around, so there's 2 more here at the rear. And the sound system in general, even when I sat here in the back for quite a short one, it sounds really good here. So it kind of echoes here yet again because there's an open space here now, being a hatchback. So space here in the back is surprisingly really good. So it matches kind of like that of a crossover, well, technically like that with the HRV RS. I mean, look at the space over here. Yes, my headroom would have been a little bit better, but I'm 5'4", so around 5'8" to 5'9", or even 6 foot, we'll have no issues sitting here in the back whatsoever. And another specialty too with the CTRS hatchback, you have magic seats over here. Yes, they can fold flat, but you can fold up this bottom cushion all the way up like this, and you can literally dance around. I haven't done that in quite a while too. This is what carried over like with the Honda Jazz. Well, like with most current Honda crossovers too that are equipped with this magic seats. So you can fit literally a lot of stuff here. So you can carry plants, so on and so forth. I think even my Coleman seat can fit here in the back when these are folded up. You have only one map bucket, 2 air conditioning vents, and 2 12-volt sockets right underneath. And then if I sit here in the middle, this middle seat, yeah, is a little bit too higher than usual. And then if I sit here in the middle, yes, it's a little bit more softer than usual. Wait, put you down first. So it's a bit there. Yeah, there's not much headroom for me anymore, but it's doable for short trips only. And yeah, that's pretty much here too in the CTR's hatchback. But yes, there are lack of toys here, but it's enough for me because you have 2 air conditioning vents, and yet again the space here is really good. Probably among one of the best in this class of hatchbacks too. So yeah, that's about here too in the interior of the CTR's hatchback. Let's go for a drive.
3 days later.
So you join me now, couple days later, with the test drive of the CTRS. So driving it for couple days more now after my exterior shoots and interior shoots right just above here in Promenade Green Hills. Yeah, I learned a lot more than usual because this thing actually, for me, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated cars out there, in my opinion. Of course, this is like one of the few hatchbacks left in its class, and I gotta say it's among one of the better driving ones too in this class. I mean, what can I say about this CTRS with its biggest highlight? Besides the power, of course, this has 120 horsepower. It's the ride. This is absolutely one of the most comfortable cars I've driven so far on my channel. It's pretty amazing. The suspension has excellent damping throughout. Even here, I'll test it out. One of the big humps here in Green Hills. That's so comfortable. Yes, the camera is shaky. The video does not do justice whatsoever. However, though, once you get to test drive one of these, yeah, you'll never look back on the comfort level of this. And we're just getting started. I was just only talking about the ride, the performance, the practicality of this, as I mentioned. Yeah, this is among one of the better hatchbacks too in its class, compared to only with the Mazda 3. That's a more premium car, to be honest, than this Honda City hatchback, but it's a little bit more affordable. And I gotta be honest too, this is way more spacious. And talking about the Mazda 3 too, the rear visibility isn't too bad too. Yes, it's a little bit OC. There's a little hump at the top to accommodate the third seat belt, but yet again, as I demoed you guys earlier, you can sit 5 people here with ease too. And speaking of now, about time. Alright. This is one of the most balanced cars out there. But as way for talking about in terms with the CTRS sedan, yeah, it is one of the best driving ones in its class. Yes, I did admit the Almera was underrated, but to be honest, having driven this way longer now, I would definitely take over the CTRS sedan over the Almera. But going back to this hatchback overall, okay, yes, it's some like 20 to 50 kilograms heavier than the sedan counterpart, but you don't feel the weight that much, and the steering feel as well, one of the best ones in its class. It's kind of like the above average between not being too light nor being too heavy. This one is perfect. Yes, here around in city driving only, it's pretty light, but I noticed once you go up to speed even quicker, it weights up significantly. Yeah, and as well, I can't stop talking about this suspension. It's really good as well. With the combined with the ground clearance of this generally drives like a very low crossover. I see why people buy this more than usual. Yes, this CTRS hatchback is a little bit of a quiet market. Not much people are talking about this car, but to be honest though, even though I heard some info, there's not much stocks again with the Honda HR-V and the brand new CR-V. Check those reviews out on my channel too. Yeah, everyone seems to get this Honda City hatchback instead. I can see why now, because you got the practicality of a crossover, especially in the rear seats. Yes, as I showed you as well to earlier in the interior, but a few days ago, yeah, the rear seat position is one of the most spacious ones too in its class. And then here, sport mode. Look how responsive that is. Wow! I love too that 1.5 liter engine. It gives a distinct growl. Yes, there's a little bit of pumped in audio, but then again, it's not so bad. And as well, the CVT, it acts more like a dual clutch. I mean, here, I'll give an example. I noticed there's a shudder once you go forward. It's not a bad kind of shudder, but look, if I'm stand still and then I'll try it now. Whoa! As well to being the dual overhead camshaft compared with the previous generation GM6 model. Yeah, the low end torque of this, despite having the same power output too, this is more torquier than usual. I freaking love it. So 0 to 80 sprints, yes, this is really quick. So I noticed too, driving in highway, that's why it took a while to do my driving impressions shoot. At highway speeds, I noticed around 110 plus, it kind of runs out of breath already, but going to highway speeds and overtaking is very easy. I have no complaints with the performance of this too. And two, let's talk about fuel economy, since I was only able to do one highway sprint yesterday. So this is where the city amazes me too. The fuel economy of this, with absolute heavy traffic now since it's almost November 1 too, and there were a lot of people going out during the entire weekend. The absolute worst fuel economy I got with the worst traffic too, 7 kilometers per liter. For me, that's still not so bad. And like on normal days, you can still hit the magic 8.4 kilometers per liter, which I almost hit in every Honda review I did last year. But absolute light-footed, and two, even with eco off, I can do as much as 12.4 kilometers per liter. Pretty impressive. So as well, you can do that fuel figure even with eco off. So yet again, eco is just to help save fuel and just a bit more transmission delayed than usual now. And I noticed that when you turn eco off, right here, maximize the aircon. I'm not sure, hope you can hear this. Then I put eco on now. There's a slight decrease in the power of the aircon, but that's yet again to save fuel in general. So put you on again and lower you down so you can hear me. When you shift the gear to sport mode for the CVT, this transforms the car. I mean, what I did earlier, the sprint, was just in D mode. So in terms of sport mode, driving at highway speeds, yes, the fuel economy, it will drop off compared to eco mode, but it's still pretty impressive. I managed 18.6 kilometers per liter, but absolute featherweight eco mode on at highway speeds. So I found out the sweet spot for the best fuel economy of this Honda City is around 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. So my best fuel average by that time, 22.4 kilometers per liter. This is hands down one of the most fuel efficient cars I've driven so far on my channel, and I can see why now a lot of people buy now the Honda City. I see why now a lot of boy racers choose this car too, because it's practical, it's comfortable, it's fuel efficient, and it's peppy too. Really peppy. One issue I found only with this Honda City RS hatchback, maybe in two with the sedan, but it's a very small nitpick only. So at highway speeds, you can hear a lot of tire noise. Given to these are running on Dunlop Eco tires, but it's still not an unpleasant experience too. And there's no wind noise whatsoever. As I explained to in my exterior shots, the side mirrors are mounted on the door, rather on the pillar here itself. So that reduces wind noise. Well, to be honest, I've never experienced wind noise with this City RS hatchback at all. So yet again, NVH here is pretty amazing. Yes, there's loud motorcycles like you're just passing by. Even though this is not the best NVH in its class, remember, this is still very good overall. And what else to, oh yeah, hilariously, this is one of the few cars I know that has a grab handle on the driver's side. Pretty hilarious toy, so you can literally say oh beep to yourself if you're driving too fast. One more thing I noticed too, so this is currently my 5th day of the land out. This of course was given with me with a full tank of gas. So this is my second to last day of my time with this City RS hatchback. I had to fuel up today. So I was wondering, why was it already empty even though I was doing stellar fuel economy figures? So I found out too in the brochure, this only has a 40-liter fuel tank. So yes, it is kind of small. You might have to make more trips to the gasoline station. Not too often, but a lot more than expected, because to be honest, my former daily, if you know, my Toyota Corolla had a 50-liter fuel tank. So although weirdly to comparison only, yeah, this is doing the same fuel range with my Corolla. So at best you can do around 250 to 280 kilometers, but if you're absolutely light-footed, from full to empty, you can do at least 300 kilometers. I don't think that's bad whatsoever. So imagine if this had a 50-liter fuel tank. And then here, rough pavement. Yeah, this is what's cool too with every Honda City too, since Honda Philippines gave me the hatchback to play with. Yeah, the suspension is actually one of the best too. You know why? I've driven over humps at speed, not too fast, don't worry. I noticed I never experienced suspension thuds, or aka the kalampags, in translating into the cabin. Yeah, the ride of this, I cannot not stop talking about it. This is one of the best dump vehicles I've ever tried out. And body lean to not that much, but what I said to in last year's review, this feels a little bit more agile than usual because, yet again, as I said, this is 8 inches shorter compared to the sedan. And then going at sprinting, yeah, achieving high speed in this, pretty easy. And as well, this is one of the few cars that I know you can literally overtake anyone in a village. This is really peppy. I really love this thing. I never considered this city RS hatchback. I always loved the sedans. You know me, I was a sedan boy. Yeah, for once I was too hard on this. Now I would like to apologize to Honda. This is actually a very good car, a very good hatchback too in general. It's perfect for me. I mean, what else can I say about it? I never considered a Honda City RS hatchback, but in the future, maybe I will. This is that good. Like, you can't believe I'm saying that. And as well, just driving around in the city, no pun intended, it's perfect for me. So I think this is literally the car I've been looking for. As I said earlier, it's practical, it's comfortable, it's fuel efficient, it's very fun to drive. What else is there to talk about? So, for the cost of all of this is at 1,153,000 pesos. Yes, it is 25,000 pesos more than the current Honda City RS sedan. Yes, you don't have the Honda Sensing Suite over here, but then again, there is cruise control present here. But I've never used cruise control in my life. But although, yes, people might tend to look for that, yes, it's a no-brainer. You should get the sedan instead. But what's not a no-brainer, if you want the practicality instead, this is worth the extra 25,000 pesos. And the brakes too of this, so surprisingly, it's very similar to my daily too. Yes, there's a lot of travel, but yet again, it's one of the more smoother brake systems I've ever tried. I mean, look, the travel is really long, but it stops on a dime. It's very good. I really praise the driving dynamics of actually almost every Honda City, even including this hatchback. So yeah, that concludes my full review of this Honda City RS hatchback. I kinda want one. I'm not gonna lie about it. Oh yeah, too. So let me know in the comments down below if this is a worthy successor of the Honda Jazz. For me, in my opinion, like what I said, I was too hard on this in the first place because, yeah, this replaced the Honda Jazz, which is very good. I never driven one too, but I know it was a very good car. I gotta say though, I think this is a worthy successor and a very good hatchback overall. So that concludes my review of this Honda City RS hatchback. So I'd like to thank everyone at Honda Cars Philippines for making this review possible, and thank you for entrusting me a lend out of this, again, Honda City RS hatchback. So hopefully more Honda lend outs coming soon on my channel. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with a very special Honda coming right up. Bye bye.